We found a relatively big issue.
I found more problems. I think we're going to need a whole new front end.
Is this dangerous?
Well, I mean, we'll find out when things start falling off.
Oh. Oh dear.
The van has changed.
Okay, this is a Dan updates day. Jess is working. She doesn't finish until 4 o'clock, and then she has an interview. So I got to run off and grab some bits, and then I'm gonna surprise her with a couple of bits that I've done with the van, and then I'll give you some updates of some bits that I've already done with the van, and then yeah, we'll go from there.
Obviously, we found a relatively big issue that we can't do anything else with the van until it's sorted. So because of that, I've only done small cosmetic sort of stuff. First one being, we've done the wheels. I sprayed the wheels because a couple of them had a bit of rust. We've also now got wind deflectors.
Two hours later.
Yeah, like that.
Lovely.
There is a new driver's seat as well.
The seating question.
That we pulled out of a Volkswagen Scirocco. We have filled one of the glory holes. The hole still sticking out.
So after straightening it, it was actually meant to be bent the whole time?
No.
just a little bit.
That can't be all the way. It's all the way.
Quite clearly dented now you look at it. Hopefully tomorrow we're gonna pull these all out. Okay, we're doing it now. Now we're gonna try and put this back in. I mean, that already looks closer.
Needs to be bent.
It does need to be bent. Okay.
What if I swap the one that I've already bent?
We don't really know what we're doing, but I suggested using this and it actually worked. So I've just used that basically in there to pull it out and it worked. I'm quite proud of myself.
Hopefully, you can see how bent that is. I'm gonna hit it with my precise professional tool to make it straight again.
We have actually fitted one. The rubber is touching the metal because we've now bent the metal out to where the rubber needs to go. This bit obviously needs some help, which we will sort out tomorrow. But this is a magnet for this door, which is on the back doors. So we've actually got some funky doors. So these unclip. I have never done this before, so I'm going to learn and fail right now. Yeah, not a clue. Hang on, I think I have to close the door. Aha. So that unbuckles, like so. And then I won't be able to do it now because we are quite close. But that essentially goes around and this magnet touches this one and then connects. So we can literally fold our back doors right round the van, which is quite cool to be honest. Dan is attempting to fit the next one.
Key word in that is attempting.
We don't really know what we're doing.
I'm a trained professional.
Trained yet.
Not in this, but...
And voila!
I have taken this one out. We have filled it, and it has been filled since we bought it, so it's been a couple of weeks. I need to strip all of this, rust convert, flatten it, and then put it back in. But we do have one for it. You might be able to see it. I started buffing some of the sign writing out.
You want to swap?
No.
You can look at the difference. Same with the other side.
Oh, do you want to talk about your painting job?
I have painted with a rattle can this wing.
Why did you do that?
I got bored. Yeah, I got bored and it was annoying me that it was a completely different colour.
And now it is, again, still a different colour.
But it looks better.
It does. It looks like a new panel, and it's not. It's an old panel, but we've just painted it, and that just shows how good this transformation is going to be. You've also buffed the bonnet, which looks so much better. This had parcel force on. You can still see it, just about, but it's pretty much gone.
So I'm just testing polishing the words off the bonnet, because I don't fancy rolling around. It's parcel force forever. I've claybarred the bonnet. I didn't film it because I'm useless. I don't know what I'm doing.
And the other big thing we've done is the front.
So with the front of a van, behind the grille, what you may or may not know is there's a thing called a slam panel.
I think we're going to need a whole new front end. It's all broke. I don't know how it's been held on this whole time. It may not go back together.
And we've got to go down to Devon tomorrow.
I'm going to find some cable ties.
So I'm just editing. Dan is bringing in parts of the van.
Take a wild guess why the bumper doesn't sit on.
Oh shit.
That's supposed to sit in there.
Is that easy to fix?
You've got to replace this entire piece. To replace this entire piece, we have to disassemble the front part of the engine. All of the radiator and everything is connected to it.
Problemo.
Noise.
This is dangerous?
Oh, I mean, we'll find out when things start falling off.
Reason why we replaced it is because it was broken. The lights didn't fit on properly, the horn wasn't sat properly, it was cable tied on, grill wasn't connected properly, the bumper wasn't connected properly, and that's all because it was all broke. The other thing that we've done as well is we've actually added whole new wheel arches as well at the same time.
I found more problems. There is no wheel arch liners on either side. I shouldn't be able to see my hand from the engine bay. The reason why that's an issue is because if it starts flicking water into the engine bay and it gets into like the electrics and things like that, it could cause issues. It might not, but that's what they're designed for.
So you can see they're nice, new and black.
Yeah, I got absolutely filthy because I had to sit underneath and take it all out, which was great.
While I replaced everything else.
Big up Sean and Andrew for their help in us getting a new slam panel.
It's all Mercedes genuine as well, so we got them from the Mercedes in Avonmouth in Bristol. So we picked those up, and then yeah, we're debating on whether to get an entire new bumper as well, because some of the tabs on it are broken. So there is a cable tie, but
Where's the cable tie?
it is just there.
There is one thing that we haven't mentioned, and that is that when you put everything back in, including the engine, how many screws did you have left over?
Like 5 or 6.
And do you know where they go?
Absolutely not. Tell me what's wrong with that door.
This?
Nope.
This?
Nope.
This?
Cold.
This?
Cold.
This?
Warmer.
Oh. Oh dear. That's a bit gone, isn't it? But how? Like, how does that even happen?
Looks like it happened before. They've tried welding it, spot welding it. That didn't work. The strap, the door swung open, just ripped the door apart.
Oh, okay.
It's a new door job.
Is it that bad? Like, does it affect anything structurally?
Yes, the entire door.
Oh.
What'll happen is one day the wind will grab and swing the door off its hinges. And
Oh god,
snap
yeah,
all the
look,
hinges.
when you do that.
Yeah, look. That's why that's not connected.
God damn.
Well, now we know.
Hi, it's Sprocket here. Yes, the dog. Yes, we can talk. And yes, this is a little bit random, but just go along with it. I know I'm the main reason you're all here. Let's not pretend otherwise. You're here for premium Sprocket content. And instead you've been watching Dan break things and Jess stare at diagrams like they're written in ancient Egyptian. But don't worry, I'm here now.
I think it's time we spoke about the big problem.
Ladies, gents, and all my furry followers.
And it might not be what you're thinking.
We've got rust.
Right,
Yep.
coffee.
Proper, full fat. Uh-oh, better sit down for this one. Rust.
Okay, we're off to a very good start. I've just spilled coffee all over my leg. Also on the floor. Okay, so it is currently Sunday the 15th of June. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. And yeah, so we've known about this problem for a good few weeks. It hasn't been fixed, but there is a lot that we need to try and figure out. I've got coffee all over my slipper. We have spent hours, nights, days racking our brain on how to solve this problem in the quickest, cheapest, best way that we're not going to have any issues in the future.
Not a cute little rusty bolt. No, this is lurking, sneaky rust. The kind of rust that makes van lifers cry into their reusable coffee cups. And here's Jess, trying her absolute best to explain it, except she doesn't fully know what's going on either. I mean, she's pointing at things, saying words like structurally
sound
and compromised. Meanwhile, Dan's gone full Google warrior, and I'm in the corner wondering if this means we're going to live in a tent forever.
Okay, so here is the wheel arch. We already knew it was pretty dented. There is a little bit of surface level rust, all of which is pretty simple to deal with, and these are going to be covered over inside the van, so we're not too worried about that. The main issue is this. As Dan was kind of scraping it away, you can then see there is actually a fair gap where the rust has gone through. It all comes from underneath the actual main wheel arch, and then the rust spreads up through the panel. So why this is difficult in a Mercedes is because you've got this strut wall here, and this is all interlinked. The actual supports go all the way down, so if we don't get to that rust, it's only going to spread. So this is inside the wheel arch. Now, the back wheels of a Mercedes don't come with those inner wheel arch covers. You can't actually buy them, which I think is bizarre. And I think the reason is dirt and the water's not going to go into the engine. It's just literally going to go on the bare metal. But this is called a pinch weld, 2 bits of metal like that. That is all fine on this side, but when you come round to the other side, you can see where we have an issue. So this is clearly rusted and separated, and then that's gone up through into the inner part of the wheel arch and rusted through that. So as you can probably imagine, this is something that definitely needs to be fixed. It needs to be solved in some way to stop this rust from spreading, but also to make sure this whole piece doesn't have to be replaced. Not sure how that's going to go, but we will see. You know, these are the perks of having an older van. You're going to run into issues. We knew this when we bought it, and unfortunately not all of these issues are visible when you buy a van, and we didn't probably know enough about inner wheel arch problems. If anyone has any helpful tips or advice, or potentially has dealt with this problem before, please do get in touch. And if you've liked this video, then please do hit the like button and subscribe if you want to follow us along on this journey of handling rust, but also hopefully a van build when we get to it. See you later.
Cue the end credits.